Well, about 10 days ago, the FDA made news, of course, by saying they wanted to trim trans fats out of food within 3 years. Well, I said to do that back in 1971. Actually, published an article in the Acta Pathologica, an international pathology journal, comparative pathology journal, taking pathology information from humans and animals, translated into 8 languages, went around the world. It was a critical paper because I compared the clogged arteries in vegetarian animals and people, compared the clogged arteries in vegan animals and people, and compared the clogged arteries in meat-eating animals and people. And it was very obvious that the animals that ate as a vegan had more plugged arteries than anybody else, including the meat eaters. Well, what was going on here? It didn't follow the mantra that cholesterol and saturated fat were the boogeyman. Well, since 1901, the medical system, headed by the American Heart Association, demonized the butter and cream and lard and so forth, dairy products and meat, as the cause of cardiovascular disease. And in reality, they have nothing to do with it, okay, unless you're deep frying and lard. That would be nasty. But
Earth-Forbidden Cures. Oh, yeah, by me and my wife, Dr. Milan. Rare Earth-Forbidden Cures tells you about how to prevent Down syndrome. I even had one case with Evel Knievel's niece-in-law, Lauren Knievel, where she was diagnosed as having an embryo with Down syndrome at 2.5 months pregnancy. We gave her the program. The baby was born normal. Now, that was only one case, but it's kind of interesting to contemplate what might happen if we would treat all early stages of Down syndrome pregnancies with this program. What about, let's see here, what about congenital deafness? Well, we know that's a simple deficiency of manganese. You give every woman manganese before conception, there'll never be another baby born deaf. It's just that simple. What about things like cystic fibrosis and muscular dystrophy? Well, cystic fibrosis, I was actually awarded in 2011 the Klaus Schwarz Commemorative Medal for research with trace minerals that benefit humanity. Actually, the research was done, and actually the discovery it was made and published in 1977. That's right. And when I came out with that, and they said, hey, boys and girls, cystic fibrosis is not genetic as you think. It's a simple deficiency of trace minerals early in pregnancy or right after pregnancy when the baby continues to nurse from the mother who's deficient in these trace minerals. It is a reversible thing. You can supplement with these things, and the disease will reverse, and certainly is preventable, 100%. And they fired me because everybody knew it was genetic. Well, guess what? Who prevailed? They're all dead, and I prevailed and got the award. Well, the main thing is that the kids will benefit now because I'm able to talk about this because of the weight of this award. This gives credibility to what I've been saying for 35 years. Well, as a result, my wife and I went to China in 1990. We did 1,200 autopsies, 1,200 autopsies on kids under the age of 10 that had died of cardiomyopathy heart disease in Qishan province, China. Every scientist who studies trace minerals knows that Qishan disease is caused by a selenium deficiency. Little or no selenium in the soil in Qishan province of China. A very high percentage of kids who are in subsistence farm families that grow their food, eat only the food grown in their land. There's no selenium in the soil, so they have a very high rate of cardiomyopathy heart disease. Well, if I was correct about cystic fibrosis being caused and prevented by and cured by supplementation with selenium, there should be a lot of these kids that die of cardiomyopathy heart disease, a known selenium deficiency, have cystic fibrosis. 32% had cystic fibrosis. Oh, yeah, by the way, 100% had muscular dystrophy. So we've been working with the Amish communities in Indiana and Illinois and Ohio and Michigan now for about 4 years in a very organized fashion. The first muscular dystrophy kid I cured was 25 years ago maybe 22 years ago in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. And, of course, one case like that is kind of interesting. If I was at Harvard Medical School, it would be published all over the place, but not being from Harvard Medical School, they would just say, well, who knows about the diagnosis? But now that we have hundreds, we're getting close to publishing and releasing this to the public, so don't tell anybody you heard about this yet. because it's going to be released to the public here. So don't tell anybody you've heard. We now understand the natural history, what leads up to the cause of muscular dystrophy. We know how to prevent it, and we know how to reverse it. And we've been doing this now for the last few years in communities across the United States, particularly in the Midwest, where the local universities, the state universities that have agricultural departments, do the analyses in the soil. There's little or no selenium in the soil. These people are indigenous farmers. They live exactly on their place. They do not go to town to eat. They do not get groceries from in town. They live off their gardens, and this is why they have such a high percentage of muscular dystrophy, cardiomyopathy, heart disease, and cystic fibrosis. Watch for this story. Don't tell anybody, but just think about it. We now know how to prevent and cure muscular dystrophy. Wow. We'll be back after these messages.
If you're the type of person who likes to volunteer and help others, this should interest you. What better way to help people than to help them overcome their health challenges? Youngevity has been helping people overcome their health challenges for years. Our approach to health is drastically different than medical doctors who mostly only treat symptoms. As a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that many common disease states are actually preventable and reversible. Our mission at Youngevity is to educate Americans about their own health. If you like helping people, join us in our fight to save America. While you're helping people prevent and overcome health challenges, you will also be able to build a lucrative home-based business. So what are you waiting for? Come join us and help save America. If you've decided to join us, call your local Youngevity associate to find out how you can arm yourself with the knowledge that's needed to save America.
Numerous studies have shown the link between the intake of antioxidants and disease prevention. Foods and supplements are measured in an ORAC scale. ORAC is an acronym for Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity. In other words, the ability to remove disease-causing free radicals from the human body. Youngevity's Cell Shield RTQ has an ORAC value of 15,800 points per serving. Cell Shield RTQ contains resveratrol, known as an anti-aging compound. Turmeric, known for promoting healthy digestion, brain function, immune system, and cellular longevity. Quercetin, a flavonoid, is known for promoting healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy lung and cardiovascular function. Remove free radicals from your body with Cell Shield RTQ from Youngevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
If you're up several times every night to go to the bathroom, have frequent urination during the day, feel like you have to urinate but then have difficulty getting a stream going, have leaking, dribbling, or urgency to the point a restroom must always be nearby, you may have an enlarged prostate. According to the National Kidney Foundation, by age 60, more than half of all men have an enlarged prostate, or BPH. By age 85, that number is 90%. According to the American Urological Association. Ultimate ProstFX from Youngevity has been developed for nutritional support of the prostate gland. ProstFX promotes prostate health and supports healthy prostate function. Stop sprinting to the restroom and avoid those embarrassing moments with ProstFX from Youngevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Through his research as a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that most health problems afflicting livestock can be prevented and even reversed. Many of these same health challenges also